Hi, it's Ingrid, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm in a new space. I switched bedrooms. This one is a lot bigger and so much lighter. Like the light in my ceiling is actually working. In my old room, whenever I turned it on, like I could see that it was on, but it wouldn't really give me any light. But now it's so good, so I can actually film because it's like pitch black outside and there's still lighting in my room, which is crazy. But since I switched rooms, my room is bigger. I can now fit 3 tall bookshelves on my wall. So I'll show you what that looks like. But in this video, we're going to organize my bookshelves, reorganize. I don't know if it counts as reorganizing, since I technically haven't done anything here yet. But I have, in my old room, I had 2 like half shelves and 1 tall bookshelf. The half shelves are still in my room with my books in. The tall shelf is moved in here. My mother had a tall shelf with her books and some of my books, and then we had another shelf. So right now I have my TBR here. That's all organized. I did that in another video. Over here I have my books that were on one of my tall shelves. My half shelves in my room is filled with books, and then I have some in my parents' bedroom. So I'm just gonna show you what it's looking like, and then we're gonna start organizing things. I'm happy. I'm very happy. Like, I love my new room. It's so big and so light, and it makes me so happy. But I'm gonna show you what the shelves look like. So this is where I have my TBR. This TBR, like all of those books, are bought this year. Those are bought before this year. And then I have some of my like biographies and memoirs down there. Over here is where my like shelf wall is. I'm going to put all my books and organize and all of that. So as you can probably see, this shelf is filled with like Funko Pops and some other decor and all of that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take all of the decor and like loose pieces and put on my desk, and then all the Funko Pop boxes and put on the floor. I might not have them all in here, but I don't know. I don't really have a lot of plans. I have a plan for like these 3 shelves, but everything else, no idea. But I'm gonna start by just removing the other things off of the shelf so I can actually have some space for books. Let's do that. So the hardest part about doing this video is finding places to put the camera, because there's nothing tall enough to make you like see the bookshelves, and I need to put you on something so you can like see what I'm doing, and it's hard. But right now I have you on my desk, and I'm gonna try my best to show you what I'm doing. So like I said, I don't really have a lot of plans. I know what I'm doing for that shelf, this shelf, and this one. Not exactly how I want to put it, but I know what I want to put on it. So my plan is to make this Harry Potter, Leroy Dugo, Grishaverse, and then Sarah J. Maas over here. So I think I'm going to start over here, because I don't want to take every book off of my shelf, so I'm just going to move it as best as I can. So how I used to have it in my old room was like hardcovers, all of the books, and then in the Grishaverse and then Ninth House series in here. I might try something different. Things keep falling, but I have all of these. This is the Shadow and Bones trilogy, Six of Crows duology, and King of Scars duology. I used to have them like standing, and I'm thinking maybe I'll do something like this. I really like bookshelves where the books are laying like that. So I'm gonna try to do that, and I need to find... Here they are. I also have these. I have the Crooked Kingdom Collector's Edition, and some other hardcovers, Demon in the Wood, and The Lives of Saints. So I could do something like that. I don't know if it looks good, but I'm gonna just try. I have not that. Some other copies of Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows. And 9,000 Hellbent, and now there's room for more. I have one more Grishaverse hardcover that I haven't read yet that I need to put on here, and then there's room for more Leroy Dugo. So I think I just need to find... I'm gonna take this candle and just put here so it doesn't fall. I don't like the way that looks, so I might just move that around later. Right now, I don't know where to put you. I'm gonna try to put you over there and see if you can see more of what I'm doing on my Sarah Math shelf. I don't understand how people do this, because it's impossible for me to film like bookshelf videos. It's so hard, but we're gonna try. So this one right here is where I'm gonna put my Sarah Math collection. I'm gonna show you actually. What we have to work with is the Throne of Glass box set. Another copy of Throne of Glass. And the Avatar series. One is currently not here because it's planned for a video. This is the exact same setup I had in my old room, so far I'm liking it. I'm just gonna keep it that way. I also have this like crystal diffuser thingy that I'm just putting on top of it. It's like an extra decoration thingy. Should we try to do the Harry Potter shelf? I feel like that's the smartest thing to do because that's the only thing I know where to put right now. I feel like this is such a weird angle. I need to move. So we have all the books. And 2 screenplays, Fantastic Beasts and The Cursed Child. So I want to keep those on that shelf. Whatever. And then a spell book and a textbook. I fear this might be exactly the same as before as well. I don't know what to do about it. Now I have like a bunch of, not a bunch of, but I have a few Harry Potter Funko Pops that I'm planning on like putting here to decorate. Or I could put other books there. I don't know. But I'm probably going to save some space there for the Funko Pops because I like having those to just bring more dimension to it. Now I think I'm going to have to go into my old room and get the rest of my books before I continue because I don't have much to work with right now. But this is stressing me out so badly. But we're just going to hope for the best. So let's go get the books. I have done one thing. I put all of my school textbooks down here just because I can't see them as well, like when I'm sitting on my bed or something. They're just kind of hidden by my desk, but I also need them, so they're down there. And then I moved all of my books that I've read in here, and now my plan is, I think, to just place them on different shelves and then we're gonna like organize them after. So I might do a time lapse or something of me just trying out different placements, just like laying them on the shelf, and then I'll show you when I'm actually organizing something. I also put my like extra TBR over there. That's just books that are like further out in the series, so I can't read them yet because I don't want to put like books on my TBR cart that I can't read yet because they're further out in series, so they're just gonna be somewhere else. I don't know where. We're gonna figure it out. And then I have like all of the books laid out for videos for bookmas that I don't know where to put because I don't want to put them on the shelf, but there's no room on the TBR either. So I don't really know how to deal with that. We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna just place them different places and see what happens. So much easier to film down here because I can just put you on something short. But what I was thinking over here was to put like mysteries up on this shelf and then thrillers down here. I don't have a lot of thrillers. I don't really love that genre, but I do enjoy a few. So I'm just gonna try to organize this and see if we can make it work. I'm gonna put it further back. Okay, so I don't really know how I want to do this. Maybe I'll, like, this is my Agatha Christie collection. The rest, that's adults, and these are YA. Like, none of these are like scary or anything. This is following a group of like 70-80 year olds. this is following a private detective, and then these are like kids solving crimes, kind of, for mysteries, not always crimes. I think I like this so far. I'm gonna have to put something here so they won't fall. I don't know how I feel about that gap, but I kind of want these books to be in that corner. And I don't know, I might move those over here. I don't really know yet. We're gonna keep it like this for now. I'm probably gonna go get some of the decorations to just keep this from falling. But then we're gonna move over to another shelf. So to make this as easy as possible for me, we're gonna start with the lower shelf. So on this one, I thought I'd put Alice Oseman. I have like all of the 5 Heartstopper volumes, and then 2 novellas, and the rest of her books. I also have Magnolia Parks here, just because that's the same height as these, and I think this is where it's gonna fit the most, because having one tall book on another shelf just looks stupid. I think I'm just gonna do that for now. I don't need to make everything so complicated, and I think that looks good. I might go back and change it, but I'm liking it. Now we're gonna move over to the next shelf. Now this is a little harder to film because my desk is right here, so I'm kind of like covering everything. But over here I put, what is this? I have Normal People, Taylor Jenkins Reid books, My Policeman, and Norwegian Wood. These are more like, technically there's like romance in these, but I would classify these more as like general fiction. Some of them are literary fiction. Things are falling, that scared me. And then I have Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, which is like a literary fiction series. And then I have some of my classics, and I just thought they would fit together. I'm just gonna let the classics lay like that, because at some point I want to separate them, but I haven't read enough to give them their own shelf. I have a few on my TBR and I'm excited to read them because I have enjoyed this, but I'm going to keep it like this. It's very empty over here, so I might have to find some decorations, but we're going to do that a little bit later. Now I need to figure out where to put the camera so I can actually show you what I'm doing up here, because it's hard. So I've finished my shelves. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I didn't want to film like everything I was doing, because that would just ruin the final the final showing of it. And I want to let you all know what it looks like, of course. I'm going to take you through each and every shelf, but first we're going to give you an overview. There's obviously changes can happen, especially since I still haven't gotten all of my things from my old room. Don't want to worry about that. My room is a mess. Like the floor is a mess because I had to take like everything out of the cupboard in this other room, and it's just so much work to do. But my shelves look beautiful and I'm so happy. Like every time I open my door and I just see my shelves, I get so happy. I love this room. Like I knew it was bigger than my old room, but I didn't realize it was this much bigger. There's so much space. The lighting is so good. Like it's pitch black outside and I can still film. Happy, happy, happy. And oh, like I really love how the shelves turned out. I think I did a great job actually. So we're just gonna go do it now, because that's what you're here for. You want to see my shelves. So let's start. So this is a full view of my shelf. I can't like film me talking about it because I don't have a bigger tripod, so we're just gonna go through each of the shelves and I'll just explain what's on them. So on the top here I displayed some of my Funko Pops. I didn't do the front out because then I could fit more, and I really like how that turned out. So I don't really know how to do this. I wish I had a tripod because that would just make everything easier, but I think we can make it work. The lighting is better some places because I have my ceiling light on and then I have another night light to just make it a little bit better. But where should we start? Should we just go one shelf at a time, or should we do the top ones? I think we're gonna go like horizontally, not vertical thingy, whatever, we're just gonna do it. So on this top shelf I decided to put my fantasies. I have Fourth Wing, Powerless, Powerful, Northern Lights, the first 2 Percy Jackson books, and 2 collections of short stories from the Witcher series. Then I have some Funko Pops of The Witcher. I wish I could display all of them, but there was no room for that. Then we have The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, Circe and the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, The Last Dragon King by Leah Stone, and Legends of Lattes by Travis Baldry. On this next shelf I have the entire Shatter Me series. Well, I'm missing the last novella. I haven't read all of these. I've read Shatter Me and the first novella, but the rest of them are still on my TBR, but I just put them here because they take up too much space on my TBR card. Then I have the first 2 books in the Hunger Games series, and then in the corner I have my Star Wars books with most of my Star Wars Funko Pops surrounding it. Over here I decided to do a little Marvel display. I'm a big Marvel fan and I just wanted that to show in my room. I want to give personality, so this really isn't books, but it's still on my bookshelf, so I'm going to talk about it. I have the Marvel Mini Funko Pop Advent Calendar. I got that 2 years ago, I think, 1 or 2 years ago. Then I have 3 like Funko Pops in boxes on display. Originally they were standing on the shelf, but I thought I couldn't see them well enough, so I just turned 2 books and put under it. So you can't really see what books they are, but it's just to give them some height. And then I spread the mini Funko Pops in front of it and put 2 others on display. I just feel like mentioning I'm gonna go like that way every time. I'm not going like down. So I just showed you my Marvel shelf, but now I'm gonna move back over to this side to do this because I just feel like that makes more sense with like what my thought process was like when I put them out there. Just wanted to tell you that. For my romances, I didn't really know what to do, but I've split them up across 3 shelves. So on this one I decided to do more of like standalones. Some of them are interconnected in different ways, but they just feel like standalone authors to me. So I have Lynn Painter first, I've got Better Than the Movies, The Love Wager, Mr. Wrong Number, and The Do-Over. I have also read Betting on You, but I don't have the physical copy of that, but I will be getting that eventually. Then I put my Ali Hazelwood collection, so I got The Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, Loath to Love You, Love Theoretically, Check and Mate, and Bride. Then Emily Henry with Beach Read and Book Lovers, and then The Cheat Sheet, The Rule Book, and One in Rome by Sarah Adams, and then Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. It shouldn't really be there because I read that this month, but I have 2 copies of it, so I just put the extra copy up there because usually I put the books I've read this month by itself, by themselves, whatever, in a different pile, not on my shelf, but since I had 2 copies I just put it there. I didn't really think. And then I just put that next to it to keep it standing because it kept falling over. On the next shelf I still have romances, but more of like series. So I have the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score, which is Things We Never Got Over, Things We Hide from the Light, and Things We Left Behind. Then I have the Chestnut Spring series, Flawless, Heartless, and Powerless by Elsie Silver. I own more books in that series, so I'm excited to put that on the shelf as well. Then I put Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I love that book. I'm so excited for the sequel, and the 3rd one just came out, so I can't wait to read those. Then I have the Maple Hill series by Hannah Grace. Icebreaker I didn't really love, but Wildfire was a 5-star read for me, so I'm a little nervous about the 3rd book, but I will be reading that this year. The Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. I have the first 2 books on this shelf, The Duke and I and The Viscount Who Loved Me, and Indigo Ridge by Devoney Perry. And then again I just put a decoration next to it so it wouldn't fall over. Over here I just put the rest of my romance books. I have all of my red Colleen Hoover books in the corner, and then I just put the rest of my romances next to it. I've got Priest by Sierra Simone, Twisted Love by Anna Huang, Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey, Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and The Summer I Turned Pretty series by Jenny Han. I put a Spider-Man Funko Pop next to it, so it like seems like he's hanging from it, and then a Spider-Man Lego set on top. So as you saw earlier in this video, these next 3 shelves I'm about to show you is the first one I did. I kind of based everything else around that because I knew I wanted these 3 shelves displayed this way. So we're gonna go through that. I touched on it a little bit, but I've tried to give some personality to my room. I don't want just a simple wall, this adult room. Like, I'm a grown-up, I shouldn't have all of this, but like, I think they're so boring. I don't want that simple basic room. I want something that shows who I am, and I feel like with this bookshelf I've really done that. The wall, very blank. I will be fixing that eventually, but the bookshelf just gives some personality and shows who I am, and I really enjoy that. And I'm gonna stop talking and go back to the shelf. This is my Sarah J Maas shelf. I put the A Court of Thorns and Roses series here. I'm missing a book because it's on another shelf. I'm going to talk about that later. Then I have the Throne of Glass series and an extra copy of Throne of Glass, and then I put this crystal diffuser as a decoration and a flower because it just looks better with it. Leigh Bardugo is probably my favorite author, so obviously she had to get her own shelf. So I have the collector's edition of Crooked Kingdom because I love that book. Then I have the rest of the Grishaverse novels. I like to give some dimension by turning some of the books. I used to have them standing, but I really like this one. So I have Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising, which is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. And then I have 2 duologies, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. Next to that I have The Lives of Saints, which is like another book in the Grishaverse, but it's like different. And then I have The Demon in the Wood, which is a Darkling prequel. This is a graphic novel. And then the TV show covers of Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows. And the Ninth House series, the Alex Stern series, 9000 Hellbent. I love those books. If you haven't read them, please do. I'm obsessed. I need the next book right now. Over here we have Harry Potter. I have a spell book and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them from the Hogwarts Library. Then I have all 7 Harry Potter books. Next to that I have 2 screenplays, The Cursed Child and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And then I put all of my Harry Potter Funko Pops on the shelf because I like them. I also have this Ravenclaw box. There was candy in it, but now I just use it as a decoration. On this shelf I put my mysteries. I wanted to split up my mysteries and thrillers because I don't love thrillers as much. Some of these still have like the thrilling aspect of it, but I would consider it more of a mystery. So in the corner I have Agatha Christie and Richard Osman because these are more like following adults. I have The Mysterious Affair at Styles, The Murder on the Links, Poirot Investigates, and The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie, and The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. On the other side of this shelf I put all of my Karen and McManus books in the corner. That is One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next, One of Us is Back, You'll Be the Death of Me, The Cousins, and Nothing More to Tell. Then I put The Case of the Missing Marks, the first Enola Holmes book by Nancy Springer, the Inheritance Games trilogy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and the first 2 books in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series by Holly Jackson. On the next shelf I decided to put my Alice Oseman books, so I have volume 1 through 5 of Heartstopper, the 2 Heartstopper novellas, This Winter and Nick and Charlie, and then the rest of her books, Solitaire, Radio Silence, I Was Born for This, and Loveless. Then I just decided to put Magnolia Parks next to Heartstopper because they are the same height. As you can see, they're taller than a normal paperback. To fill up the shelf, I put some of my favorite women of Marvel. So I have Cersei, Kate Bishop, Kamala Khan, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, and Verse. Not all of these are like my favorite characters, but they're my favorite Funko Pops because they're so gorgeous. On this one, I put more of the like general fiction, literary fiction, and my classics. So I have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, My Policeman by Bethan Roberts, Normal People by Sally Rooney, Norwegian Wood, and the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. Next to that I put my classics because I felt like this is where they fit the most. So I have Pride and Prejudice, The Picture of Dorian Gray, Henry V, Macbeth, and The Hobbit, and then in the corner I put my Valentine's edition Star Wars Funko Pops. Under my mystery shelf I put my thrillers in the left corner. Not all of them are thrillers. Ghost of Honolulu is a history book written by my favorite actor Mark Harmon and Leon Carroll Jr. Then I have Rottjägaren by Max Manus, which is... it's a fiction story, but it's like based on real things written by one of the most important people in the Norwegian resistance during World War II. Then we get into the like thrillers. I have The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel, The Society for Soulless Girls by Laura Stephen, Rock Paper Scissors by Alice Feeney, and The Housemaid and the Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. The bowl have a bunch of book titles in them that I can use to make videos. Over here I have the books that I haven't read yet, because on this shelf and the shelf underneath I have books planned out for videos. So to make bookmas easier for me, I have planned out videos. I took the books I wanted for specific different videos off of my TBR shelves, put them together with the books I want to read in the same video, so I just have them all laid out. I used to have them on the floor, but now that I have more actual shelf space, I put them on the bottom shelf. Not all of them can fit, so some of them are on the thriller shelf, but they will be moved, because hopefully I will be able to read them for bookmas. This shelf is mostly empty. I just have 2 books from the video I'm currently filming. This is like the TBR, where I just put the books I want to read for that video. Probably will fill it with other things eventually, but right now it was empty, so I just used it for that. Same with the next shelf, that one's just empty. We'll have things eventually, but not right now. On the bottom middle shelf I put more of a TBR. Most of these are bought secondhand and I just don't really want to read them right now. I just bought them because they were very cheap and I want to read them eventually. This does not include Before They Are Hanged, A Game of Thrones and Dune. Those are just here because they can't fit anywhere else. On the last shelf I have all of my textbooks for school. I needed a place for them and this shelf is kind of hidden by my desk, so it's the perfect place for them. So that was my new shelves. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm so excited. I love this room. I love the shelves. It makes me so excited to read, because when I read I get to put a new book on the shelf, and that just makes me very happy. So I'm so glad I switched bedrooms. I'm so glad that I could make my shelves look nice in a way that I really enjoy them. Because I see so many people with these beautiful shelves and I get so jealous, but now I have my dream bookshelves. I'm so happy with it. But that's it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. I don't know how it turned out because these videos are always so hard for me to film. But I'm crossing my fingers hoping that the video will turn out well. But that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace out, lovers.